Hello and welcome back to Railroader. So today we are here going to be running out the morning freight. As you can see, it's about 6:30 now. It's been a little bit of time getting some things set up and run down here. But we will be running out the morning freight for the day. So we do still have pretty much everything here at the interchange. I think it was, I don't know, what, 46, 40... Yeah, I think it was like 45, 46 cars, 47 cars, something like that. So we'll be getting that underway today, and we'll just have to see how far we get and how much time we have. But with that going, let's get it going. Oops. Alright. Make sure we're on the right logo. Cool. We'll probably go with it. Probably don't need to get going that fast, actually. Wait a minute. Make sure we're actually hooking up to the right stack before we even get all nuts. Yeah, we're good. There we go. Don't get going too fast. Easy to smash these things together and just break stuff, so just gotta take it a little easy backing this up. I think we'll probably be sending 2 trains on the way today. Just getting that going. Don't know how much we'll totally get run out, or if we'll just kind of see where we end up for the day. Is kind of what we'll be doing. We do have some job site cars in here, just all kinds of mixed freight. I'm pretty sure it was 46 or 47 cars, if I remember right. Alright. Chill. And then we will take, which ones do we want here? Okay. Let's figure this out. We want Silva. No. We take everything to here. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so that we can just, we'll just send it. Is what we'll, oh my, out of the tree. Orders, road. Make sure that cuts away the way we want it to before we go too nuts. Okay. So that should send that underway. Let's move on. I guess the one thing we will have to do is jump up to Whittier real quick. Make sure that we have our switches up here set. So we'll put it over there. There. Nope. That track is actually still occupied. Wait a minute, what's the easy way to do it? Actually, it may be easier if I just keep it on the main. Just the problem is if I keep it on the main, then I gotta deal with it when it comes by here. Rather than when I get around to it. And so you know what we're gonna do, we will send it down the siding. Good news is we have plenty of rails up here to do things with, so we'll just use this one, and then that'll be there. So that's fine, and we'll stop it somewhere in there. There we go. There we go. Alright, so that one should be doing fine. You know what? Let us check, It's the one siding that always has a way of getting me is this Wilmot one, because I will often leave that. Okay, so we should be good. So that one's out of there. So then we should be able to jump back down, and then we will grab a hold of the Berkshire and use that one for the rest of this stuff. Let's see how much stuff's in here. I'm actually gonna need some water in this loco in the not too distant future, it looks like. Alright, make sure we're on the right loco. We are definitely on the right loco. I always try to give it a little whistle before I move it, just to make sure that we're under control of the right loco. Can't say when we first started how many times that was a thing. Alright. Now let's make sure that we actually get this the way that we want to get it. Alright. Bring everything back up. We have Robinson coal. So really, if we grab those first, it'll probably be slightly easier. Missed it by a couple of feet. There is that Berkshire movement. Sway is on factory settings, whatever the stock setting, default setting for the game is. That's what it's on. So I know that loco certainly moves around a bit. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes over time or if they keep that one like that. But I have to say, I really actually like that loco a lot. It's obviously it's good loco, big, and super friendly. Does everything you want it to. Alright. See if we can get that in here without smashing stuff up. There we go. Good connection. Looks like we got a few brakes on. Somewhere down the line. There you go. Lark of copper. Getting a few there. We did step up a few of the contracts, although I think it was Robinson Coal Gap actually that we did step up to a tier 4 contract now. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes in. Alright, get this wheeler back. And I wanted to scoot this back to grab one more. I think we're just going to grab it all up. This is only 700 tons, so not much going on here. Surprisingly. The job site car is awfully light considering. Looks like a bunch of empty. Oh, what is this stuff? Yeah, empties. Lots and lots of empties. So it must be clearing out the stuff to build. So we'll have to see how that goes. Non-to-haul, a track site. That's going to be a chug out there for sure. Quite a distance to travel. But that's why we do have the 2 freight locos, so we can have short runs running around with the Pacific, and the longer, bigger ones generally get handled by the Berkshire. Kind of just solo running freight out today. Seeing how everything goes as we get the track getting bigger. Should probably actually go set the passenger train on its way as well. I believe that's out in Nantahala currently at the day end. Let's go. Still servicing the passenger line with the Atlantic. No complaints, running all the way from Silva to Nantahala. Is doing it with no problem at all. Do generally fill up with water at least once a round trip somewhere along the line, just to keep it from getting super low. But the Atlantic seems to be handling the passenger service pretty good. Word has it there's a pretty good hill on the other side of Nantahala, so I'm not sure that it's going to do it all the way down to Andrews and down that line. By there, we will probably be replacing the Atlantic with the Pacific. But as for now, the Atlantic's been doing great, been our only passenger service train that we've had the whole time, and it's been functioning great, actually. I have to say, definitely can recommend the Atlantic for passenger service. Seems to do a very good job at it. Super efficient. I suppose that does depend on how long of a train you're probably running there too. Yeah, watch this one down. Do not get that. Time out. There we go. So there we go, up to 1,254 tons for 33 cars. Not so bad. Of course, we're actually going to cut a couple of these loose now that I'm thinking about it, because we are definitely not going to move the Silva cars. That'll all get handled by one of the much smaller locomotives, so we'll be leaving the Silva cars here. Dillsboro, that stuff all gets shuffled out by one of the smaller locos that comes down and kind of just deals with everything here. Oh, I like how the loco is starting to roll away. There it is. Berkshire is raring to go down the line. So, yep, everything else is staying. So that is good there. Good there. We will kick this one into gear. Get it on the road. Go ahead and get that moving. And then we'll see where we happen to be. Sweet. We are at least out to Barker's with the Pacific, so we're making a little bit of progress there. Kind of get rid of that. Take a look at the train on its way out. As you can see, these ones here all for Alarka Copper and for the Robinson Coal Gap. So I would expect that this set of cars here should pay pretty well. The Robinson Coal Gap and the copper cars definitely are a profitable load to run. So looking forward to getting those out. First new day with the Robinson Coal stepped up. That should start paying well. We have started getting paid now for the pulpwood cars that we have dropped over here. I can bring that up. Probably won't see it with the tab. They're too far away. There they are. Speaking of which, they're actually done and ready to head out. So we will check the pulpwood cars there at Barker's as we go by. See, we might be able to bring that stack down. That's the Barker stack there, or the other Barker stack. We have 2 stacks for Barker's, 2 stacks for Connolly, and we just kind of rotate them out between these stacks as we go. So that's just kind of how we've been handling that. Looking forward to picking up a locomotive to actually need a locomotive. Want to start running it mainly from the East Whittier, the old interchange. We're going to start sticking the pulpwood cars out at that and then just running them back and forth to Silva. So we'll be picking up a shorter range wood, mainly wood, but freight for East Whittier to Silva. Just something that can kind of throw down some lighter freight trips, but actually run it with some speed. So looking forward to picking up a couple more locomotives coming up here in the near future. The loan is pretty much dealt with at this point, and we are back to earning money rather than paying off payments. So that's cool. Got that done in just over a day, about a day and a half it took for the payments there on the $23,000 loans to doing okay. The railroad's still making it right around $18,000 a day, so we'll get into that now as we get some cleaner day sheets and how all that goes. There we go. Where is our actual guy? Uh-oh. Totally not on a locomotive. Figures. Let's see if we can get up here. Go to the train there. There we go. Berkshire's coming out of there. That'll just follow in the tracks. We just need to make sure that we get the one switch flipped before the Berkshire gets there. See if we can get a decent view at a train coming before the train gets here. Sketchy. Scooting by pretty fast. There we go. Let's just ride along for a bit. We can probably move that down here and have a good idea where we're at. Just have to be careful because this one is coming up behind it, so we'll have to get this one in over at Whittier and then get it out of the way. Number 6 should be clear. Everything else I think should be clear all the way down the line, so when we do that, then I suppose we do have to go set a fuse. Whatever, we can get that after it goes by. We will have to set. We'll have to set a fuse for the Berkshire as it goes by, as we don't need that thing just barreling on down the line at full speed. Of course, you know, we'd always just be able to bring it back, but we need that one to stop in Bryson with some freight. So no fusey set there. That'll have to be a thing that we don't forget. Alright, up there. Get up there. There we are. Riding up on the back of the big Pacific. I'm not exactly sure about all the locomotives, but I do definitely know that the Pacific and the Berkshire do definitely sway a lot. A lot of movement there. Alright, there we go. See if we can get a decent, steady follow screen. The roadmap for Railroader did come out this last week here, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. It does kind of give a a vague look at what their plans are for the next year, so plenty to stay in tune, catch it soon, that kind of thing. All good stuff, I'm sure. For this game just coming out, it does run pretty great. Have not had a lot of performance issues. Obviously, improvements can be made as always, and I'm sure they will be made, but the bones of the game seem really pretty good for just being released, so definitely looking forward to seeing how that progresses. But that was a bit of news if you hadn't seen it. Keep it going. Don't even bother slowing down. There it goes. Opening up the Pacific and letting it run a little bit. It definitely starts to scoot along. This locomotive's decent for moving fast freight. Hopefully we can at least get some hooked in here and get it dropped off. I know we're kind of getting a little longer into the video, but a little bit of switching freight video. Single player, it definitely does take a little more time than it does run a multiplayer, no doubt about that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see trying to take down this day just solo and see how much progress we can get through. I know I don't find myself speeding through a heck of a lot of time in the game anymore, so you know a day in the game can take several play sessions to get through. That's for sure. I do not knock down days very fast. A lot of stops, a lot of switching, and a lot of passenger runs. So trying to keep all that up and make kind of the most of the time rather than just speeding through time. Not really too worried about progressing days, I guess. Just more worried about trying to wring out as much as we can along the way. So things have just kind of been on a steady progress thing, you know. It's kind of nice at this point. We're making enough money to actually really do some stuff in a day. I mean, we can, you know, picking up the rest of these locomotives, which is kind of going to be the goal now, is to start picking up some locos and really start filling in stock. Hopefully before we expand the track too much further. I don't think we're going to finish the non-Tahala job until we have our rolling stock and some locos filled in. So we should be having some new locos to take looks at coming up here and see how well those are functioning and all stack up and compare to one another. So that'll be a thing coming up for the series for sure. Kind of looking forward to that. Looking forward to the day that we have enough of them. We're filling up the roundhouses and/or can kind of put the whole spread out there and take a look at it. You know, obviously not just in the sandbox mode there. So kind of trying to take it just through the career mode and kind of be surprised and enjoy the new locos and stuff as we go along. Has been sort of the plan with this one. And now that we make enough money, we should be able to actually start buying those different locos for different jobs. Plenty of jobs to go around. We often are running 5-6 locos at a time, and it gets to be, we could definitely have, you know, the nice thing with running multiple players is you get multiple people who can run multiple trains. You can really start using a lot of locomotives pretty fast. So we definitely need a few more. Alright, we're doing alright on coal and water with this thing. This one's going to run into a fusee, so no big deal. Might as well drop the speed a little bit there. We'll let this one go by, and then we'll flip this switch so that we know we don't run into any problems. Double check the Connolly switch, and then this rail will be prepared for the Berkshire, however you want to say it. Great locomotive. The beast of the rails as far as I'm concerned. Alright, that switch looks good. Oop. There goes the dog. Alright, that switch looks good. And then we are not headed up to Connolly, so that's a winner. So we will go back, click on this one, and now we'll just let that thing go as fast as it possibly. Wait a minute, feels like going. Yeah, that's number 7. We're good there. Number 4 is now coming to a rest, which cool there. All right, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Take a look at what we had going on here. Sawmill, 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 stencil. Okay, so that'll get broken right there. That will set. And then how do we want to do this part the most efficient way possible? Suppose what we can do is we will just take this one. I'm not sure if that disconnected. Does that sound? I always turn the sound thing down. Sure do. Alright. There we go. That's a little better. Holdover from Discord. Playing in Discord sometimes definitely gets difficult to hear other people talking amongst the chuffing of the locos. So that does often get turned down for me. Alright, so I think what we'll do there is we will go ahead and throw that forward on this switch. Then that way it can just kind of pull in behind the sawmill car. So we can just make this nice and easy. Pull forward with the Pacific. We'll try to keep things moving until we at least get the Berkshire up in the neighborhood here. Alright, so we'll call that one there. Speaking of which, we should go throw down a fusee for when the Berkshire comes all the way up here. The Berkshire will come up here. You know what? I think we'll just kill it right there because we already got a loco in there, and then we can just peel that one car out of the way and probably make things nice and easy. So I think we'll just keep it that way for now, which brings us back to this one. Alright. Orders. Probably don't need it going crazy. Go forward. Let's get rid of the flare. That'll start bringing that forward. And that should be just fine to run up here. Forget how many cars are actually there because we can only even fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so gonna have to break that one, I think. I don't think it'll all fit in there. Alright, let's just close that, and we'll just run it. Probably get rid of the map for now. Don't really need that, no way. Alright, that's probably enough. Oops. Oh, snap. I don't know if that'll work. Actually, it will work. We'll just go with it. Was not the intention. Was going to keep it out on the main side, but this is fine. This will actually get it off of the track anyway, and we definitely have to sort out those coal cars today because that being in the middle of our interchange is kind of getting old. So we'll be straightening that out here shortly as well. See if that gets us far enough forward. Sure does. So that takes care of that. Flip that one. Take a look at where the Berkshire is. There it is. Just about ready to make it up here. Check our water. Still got enough. Good there. Zoom in. And we'll kick this one backwards. Just a little bit. Oops. A little bit of a hill right here always gets to be a little bit sensitive. I don't know how many of these I can get in the siding, to be honest. I don't remember if I can only get 6 in there. Because if I can only get 6 in there, it doesn't really matter. I gotta break it, the train anyway, so I might as well just break it. I think I'm just gonna break it, make it easy. Just in case for some reason. I don't think these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that'll fit over there. I highly doubt that the whole thing is gonna fit for some reason. I don't think it's all gonna fit. I'm gonna just break it. Just make it easier. If it doesn't fit, I just don't want to deal with the mess. Alright, so we'll set that, right? No. Wrong. Set that one. And then we'll get this thing going, make sure we're going in the right direction. There we go. Make it nice and easy. Don't need to go too crazy. This does get a little bit of a downhill. Easy enough to get going stupid fast in here. Just wreck something. Just don't need to do that. Try to keep the costs down. We did just get the Pacific out of the work shed. So that's freshly rebuilt from its incident. 9 employees got it done fast enough. We just hired a boatload. Oh, I think I hear a Berkshire coming through. There it is. We're just gonna sit here and take it in as it goes zooming by. Moving pretty good, considering it's in a yardish area. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised it didn't slow down a little more than that. But there you go. Train's moving. Alright. Try to get some of this at least dealt with here quick. Oh, good timing. Just got that over the switch. Alright, back that up. Oh, did that? What the heck? So we check the switches. That switch is fine. And there is no switch in here. So I don't know why that thing all of a sudden just decided to slam on the brakes, but it certainly did. Alright, time out. Why didn't we get up? Too much stuff going on here. That's how you crack yourself up. Flipping wrong switches and sending trains. Meanwhile, we're just dawdling around looking at stuff. Alright, that should be on to that rail. What did I do? Flip something over here? Probably. Whatever. Alright, let's actually do this like the correct way. Roll, roll, roll. Keep rolling. Alright. Slam it backwards. Let's go. I feel like I flipped that switch twice or something. Whatever. Big Loco was slamming on the brake for some reason. No, that became a bigger priority. So, there we go. Don't need a problem with the Berkshire. That's kind of the main workhorse of the railroad. That's for sure. Alright, get that one done. Sweet. There we go, making a little bit of money. Run. This locomotive does actually make for a pretty good switcher. Obviously not its main goal or anything, logging locomotive, but it definitely does do the trick as a switcher when you want to use it for that. So. Pretty happy with this loco's performance. Definitely not a long haul locomotive. Do not get me wrong. If you need a road loco, don't pick this one. But if you need something to throw around freight with, it's not a bad option. Oh, that's gonna hook back up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Is this the one I turned the brake on? Yeah, for no reason, because it's attached to the loco, so that was just dumb. But what can you? Better safe than sorry, I guess. Probably didn't hurt having too many brakes on. Oh, getting all nuts. This thing accelerates pretty fast, so it's not real hard to smash into something at more than 3 miles an hour, that's for sure. There it comes, kicking him back. Ouch. Or if we messed anything up. Nope. Everything's good. Sweet. That's good. Alright. I could have seen that one just thudded real hard. Seems like when you hit the ones with the brakes on, though, sometimes they just thud pretty good. Alright. There we go. Let's pick up speed, see if we can at least get this stack in here. Brookshire is making its way into Ella, so that is going pretty good. The more you try to rush, the more chance you have of smashing your stuff. At least that's my experience for sure. So always a balance between survivability and speed. Life on the railroad, I think is what that is. There we go. Rolling that stack back. This is through switchy switch, so probably don't need to slam it back at too high a speed. This one's gonna creak and groan, make all kinds of crazy noise. All right, sweet. Alright, so those are queued up. Obviously, those will take care of themselves from there. Get all that going. Gather that up a little later on. Got paid for that stuff now, so we'll be adding to the bank so that we can start saving up for our locomotive that is coming soon. Not exactly sure, totally dead set on what our next locomotive will be, but we definitely know that it will be coming soon. So we got that one done. We got the load drop there with the Pacific, and I think, what do we got? Where do we have the the Brookshire there is through Ella and on its way to Bryson, hit its fuse, and then we'll obviously break that apart, have a few more stops, and then we have to clean up the stuff down there at Silva. But I mean, that's pretty good start to running out the freight for the day. Only 7 o'clock. We should have the rest taken care of by, I don't know, probably 10, 11 o'clock at the absolute latest, and we'll have the passenger train underway. But that's just kind of how we're running the day. So I think with that one, we're going to call it a Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.